Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 6 objects before we try
It says
anything.
5 objects.
Are your 6 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Okay, so that is 6 items, but the caption said 5. Alright, that is strange. There's been some typos in this last section of the game. So let's see. A cross, some nails, which I believe those are the nails in Mortimer's secret room. Exegesis of Judas. Others. Okay, let's ask about the cross.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Okay, well, fortunately our psychology skills match. She ought to make an effort to remember it.
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving.
Okay, so the cross should be in the crypt.
Some nails?
Don't ask me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare.
In a golden cup? Yes. Yes, I saw them too.
Perfect. It will be easy for you to find them then. You need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the rollers. 1191 to enter, and 6466 to exit.
Of course. An exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
Alright, what about others? Gutenberg Bible. That's in the tower room.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right. I shall go and see.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, that was the one we were reading in the tower room. So, it should be there. Armillary sphere.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
Oh boy, I don't remember if I saw. I'm sure we've seen one.
What do you mean by the concordance of dates exactly?
Don't worry about that. We already have them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you.
Alright then.
One last thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, not all of them though. Take Washington.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests start dropping like flies. Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us. And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6646.
Oh, the typo. She just said 6646, but the captioning said 6466. Wow. This game, they started out really good, but they've really dropped the ball as it's gone on. It's like almost they were trying to rush or something. I don't know. So we have three manuscripts to equip, and we have 3 in our inventory. So we get science, erudition, and agility. So that is all we can do there. Okay, so we have the cross, which should be down here. We don't want to hit that button yet. If we talk with her, she's probably just going to recap. Yeah. Okay, so let's look around the crypt here. And it's probably going to be where we found that guard, his body anyway. So let's see. Yeah, there's nothing. What was this?
Famous cross of
Oh.
Clement III. Perfect. One key found.
All right, well that was a strange, strange place for it to be, but I would have expected it to be out here. What do we have here? Okay, key with an air symbol. Organon, so we have another manuscript which we can definitely use for the next level. And let's get out of here and try to get some of the other get some of the others done. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, so time to go back inside because there is nothing out this way. Oh, what'd I do? There we go. That's better. Wait a minute. Somebody change this up. Oh no, okay, I know where we are. My direction is all thrown off right now. So we gotta go over here. Oh, what's this? Another collector coin. That I don't think that was there before. Why does it feel like this maze has changed? That is really weird. I don't know. It's probably just me. Okay, let's get inside here. So we have to get back in that room. I hope they don't make us do these puzzles again. What a... Another collector coin. So apparently these coins get dropped randomly in between episodes because we've already looked around here thoroughly.
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Otherwise, I risk drawing too much attention to my comings and goings. Now, where can I find a smaller one?
Risks too much attention to our comings and goings. Like we're just gonna drag this around with us for the rest of this mission. Oh, man.
Right. Let's see if the statues are in place yet.
Let's see. So, no, they moved them. So the Medusa needs to move because he was supposed to sneak up on her. Let's see if I can get this on
That
the first.
statue is
No,
not
it is
positioned
not.
correctly.
Let's turn the statue toward the hero with the shield. There we go.
Open sesame.
Now let's get the Bible. There's Pandora's box. I wonder if they're gonna...
So that's Pandora's box? An urn? Mother seemed worried that I was able to open it. I wonder why. Never mind. Now it's too late.
All right. We found this.
So that's the exegesis of Judas. I hope Mortimer doesn't read it very often, otherwise he's going to notice that someone's stolen it. But that's just too bad. I need it.
Alright, we got that. What do we have? Oh, we already saw this, but...
Caesar's laurel wreath. If Mortimer really is what my mother says he is, it could mean... No, that's impossible. No, not Caesar.
So they're saying all of these powerful leaders at one point in time were demons. That is kind of what they're hinting at. What is it?
The reign of the Nibelungs. Even if Mortimer is several centuries old, I don't see what part he has in this legend.
Okay, let's get ourselves out of here.
Right. I've got what I need. Now let's not waste any more time.
So we have to find... I know where the Bible is, and I know where the nails are. So let's head over this way and see if we can stumble across any of the... We need to find that sphere, and I'm not sure if that's going to be tucked away in someone's room or where it may be. So I don't see anything here. We can go upstairs, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. Okay, so this is the room where they have the conclave. What's in here? Well, we would use that and then take that. And that was the last item in that box. Let's do a quick pass to see. Devil's Thorn.
Devil's Thorn.
Oh, what do we have over here? That
Honey,
will come in handy.
I couldn't have hoped
So
for
our ability
better.
points are getting a little low. Alright, and that's where we came in. So let's go to the door across here, and first we'll double check and make sure there's nothing in the center we can grab. I'm not seeing anything, so we go out this way. Yes. Okay, so we have been here. This is where we talked with Napoleon.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess.
Saw that.
As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character. All right. I've retrieved everything.
Very good. Oh, who do we have here?
Not too shocked.
I beg your pardon?
About Peru this morning. I asked you if you weren't too shocked by it all.
Yes, no, or and yourself.
And yourself? Not too shook up?
The only thing that matters to me about that stupid man Peru is the disastrous situation in which it puts us for the conference vote. I wonder why Mortimer even allowed him to roam around the manor armed. He was a veritable public danger.
Indeed. You don't seem to be too affected. Tell me. I was wondering.
About the armillary sphere. Oh, maybe he knows.
You wouldn't know where to find an armillary sphere, would you?
Armillary.
Do you really think this is the right time? Oh, ask Volner. I am sure he will know. What with him being passionate about astronomy, you ought to get on fine together. Leave me now. I need to think of a solution.
So does nobody know that...
I won't keep you any longer. See you later, monsieur.
Does nobody know that Volner is dead? Or maybe he was just napping outside of his room. Not too long ago, we walked out there and he was just laying face down on the ground. So, it doesn't seem... I don't know what this game's getting at. Let's talk with this guy.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
I wonder if you could help me out. Does he have anything about the sphere?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me,
Oh.
I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Let's just get out of this. We don't... Actually, let's
As I was
see if
unable
he
to bring
can
my
get
personal
us
effects
some
with me,
more
I was wondering if you could
honey.
find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
We only have 2, so... Oh, and of course, it's not even one of the things we can select. Forget it. Alright, how about down here? Oh, we got... Who's this, Godoy?
God damn it, Orishe! Are you joking or what? You sell me pipe dreams about Mortimer's project, and a few hours later, one of your allies completely breaks down. Is this what Mortimer's side is all about? What am I going to do now?
He's got a point there. What about him? He declared war on me. And reassure him. We'll reassure him.
Come now, my Lord Duke. You know very well that at this level, things can get pretty rough. You ought to be used to it. Rest assured, Lord Mortimer has bounced back before. It's not an issue.
What can I do for you?
I'm dreaming. My mother was right. He's not going to tell me one word about what happened to Emily.
To tell you the truth, I'm in search of an armillary sphere. You wouldn't know where I can find it, would you?
Well, well. So you do have a passion for astronomy. Von Volner has already bored me quite enough with all of his endless stories. You ought to concentrate, Louis. Politics is an art that requires all one's attention. Refrain from spreading yourself too thin, and leave stargazing to the poets.
What can I say? I'm only...
Ask Volner. I am sure he must have it among his effects.
Perfect.
Thank you, my Lord Duke.
Leave me now.
See you later.
Okay, so everything is directing us to Volner, who the game has just ignored the fact that he's not, responding. While we're down here, I just want to run through and see if there's anybody else we can talk to. Piaggi sometimes stands out here, but he's not in his normal spot. I don't see anybody there. And what do we have here? Why is this?
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
Well, we will unlock it. Oh, that looks like it's honey. That's perfect if it is.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Okay, and we will use one.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
There we go. Anybody in here? Nope. Okay. So the only other room there is the library, and then that connects to the portrait room. So I think we are good. Let's go upstairs and we'll get the book. Yeah, we'll get the Bible. We'll go to Volner's room and get the sphere. And then we'll go upstairs and grab the nails. I'm just so confused about this whole Volner situation. Because that part is not making any sense. So that's Napoleon's room. That is Jacques Prou's room, am I correct? Yes, we can't go in his... Okay, anything there. And we can go in the tower room right now and grab that Bible. Oh,
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
Blasted. He's gonna talk about my mother.
Come and see what I've found. There are pieces of paper in the ashes of the chimney. Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible. He doesn't seem to want to speak to me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters.
Show me a little.
Look, it's possible to distinguish two different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain. There must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing?
we can manipulate him or tell him the truth. Oh boy, Washington has been pretty good. I want to take a look at something really quick. Let's find Washington here and see. And, I thought I could... Oh, so I haven't found any vulnerabilities for him yet. So let's try and manipulate.
If you want my opinion, a servant must have burnt some old
not
papers. That's all.
Why, of course. You very nearly made me think that you were trying to hide something, Louis. No, I'm sure there must be other hidden messages.
He won't let go. He's going to work his way back to the Bible if he continues.
Okay, well, we should grab it really quick before he does.
The Bible's still there.
Alright, well, got the Bible. Let's see if we can get in this box.
A chest
Oh,
with
we
the
have that
occult
key.
symbol representing air.
Oh, we can use one of the golden elixirs. Alright, well, it's not gonna let us select it again. Okay. Something is going on here. Alright. So, we can try to talk to him one more time. We already got the Bible, so I'm not worried about him taking it.
Hey, look, there.
No, I don't see anything.
Come, Louis, look. Someone's clearly drawn a 4 in the dust. I have a clue.
He's going to be disappointed when he sees the Bible's disappeared.
Good. That was strange because I figured they would have made it more of a confrontation to get the Bible. So, okay, we got that from the tower room, which is awesome. Now we gotta find Volner's room, which I believe... Yep, right here. And we already... I don't know. I wonder if this game's gonna make it out like that nobody's discovered Volner yet. So let's look for this sphere in his room. Oh, right here. Perfect.
An armillary sphere. Perfect. That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
What? This game just completely lost me. We saw him dead.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Yeah, I have no idea here. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure about these, and we don't have occultism to figure that out. So let's head out. We got that. We already saw Volner dead. And last I knew, he was even like laying outside of his, somebody's room here. But they're gonna play it off like he's okay, and that just makes no sense to me. But anyway, we will continue. All we have left to do is grab the nails, which we can go back this way and pick those up. And we're probably going to have to deal with Mortimer in his study. It'll be too easy to get the nails if he's not there. No, I'm not seeing anybody. Okay, well, let's go crack this code here and... Oh, we gotta step on this.
Right. This time, it'll be a lot quicker. If I remember rightly, the code was 1191.
Well, then why don't you just put it in then? Save us a little bit of time here. 1, 1, 9, 1. Remember what I did? Slower lever.
Of course.
So the code is 6466. But it's so frustrating when they get the captioning wrong. So we already did that. Let's go in here and grab the nails.
There. Those are the nails I was looking for.
We don't need to analyze the nails, we just take them. Okay. So we got everything we need. Now all we have to do is get out of here. So, what? Well, let's click on stay one more time. Maybe is there something else we can do? We've already looked. We've read letters. We can... If there's anything we can stock up on, which we don't need that. That was locked. We read all the letters. There was no... we can... No, that's not... Oh, I thought that was pointing at a jar. And that another letter we already read. The onyx box. Can't do anything with.
Feathers. Yep. Pigeons, probably.
We did all that. There's really nothing in here left for us to do.
A Van Leeuwenhoek microscope? The most sophisticated microscope there is. When I think of the difficulty the Order had in getting hold of one of these...
Oh, there's our box over here.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
Let's see, well... Got a collector coin. So this had a lot of coins, and we still haven't been able to use them for anything. They're gonna have to play some kind of significant role. What's this? Oh, handwritten notes by Lord Mortimer. That might help us with our manuscript pages, and that was a letter. Oh, we can get that. Really? There we go.
Honey,
Okay.
the remedy of the gods.
Now we can get out of here.
All right, come on. Let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
I can't believe they got... The voice actor said it wrong. Our mother said 6646. Oh, man. Somebody did it wrong. It was either the captioning or the voice actor, but... Let's get downstairs now, and we will go back to our mother. We have everything that we need. Okay, so okay, this brought us down to this room. And then we can head right out here. Well, this game is definitely confusing me in some aspects because what they're trying to do is just, some of it's just wrong, and I'm a little worried that this story is not gonna be too cohesive, but we shall see. So let's get back down here. And I can't believe somebody hasn't discovered that's open yet. And here we go. Is there anything in those? Carmelite water. We may need a skill, so I'll use that. Take that.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
Where to put the nails? She just told us. And ask her what she chose.
What theme did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed one nail in Bethlehem, one in chapter 2, and one in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
What did you do then?
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
Well, that is not what we want to do, because we don't want to lose our hand, and now there's going to be a hand in that box.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse. Those are Roman numerals on the disc.
Okay.
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
It's that you almost have to be a theologist to get these things right. Let's pick... Let's see, that's what I thought that was. We're going to use this. Pick that up. We're going to need any kind of help we can get here. So let's put the cross in. can we do with this?
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Right, but, you know, I was curious.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas.
Okay, I'm curious about towns. Bethesda.
Chapter 5, verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes.
And that, find the equivalent in the Gutenberg Bible, which we can't do. Go back to the lexicon of the exegesis. So that was Bethesda. Looks like a Jordan.
Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
Find the equivalent in the Gutenberg Bible.
Chapter 1, verse 9. And it came to pass in those days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee, and was baptized by John in Jordan. And coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens opened, and the Spirit like a dove descending upon him.
So, if I had to guess, I would say that we're supposed to match the picture here, and this isn't a baptism picture from what I can see. So, let's go back. Up towns.
Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Teveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem.
Okay.
Chapter 2, verse 6. And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered of a child. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid.
So that has to be what they're depicting there, and that was chapter 2. So let me just... I don't know if we're going to be able to back out of that again. So, let's see here. Go back and look up themes. And say... Earth.
Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Teveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem.
Okay. Let's leave and see what we can do here with these nails. And there's our mother's blood. Let's analyze the fresco.
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
We'll have to trust her.
Okay, so it is not that. Let's deduce a theme idea. Let's do this.
If Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ, then maybe the solution is the contrary.
Okay.
The death of Christ in that case? You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more.
Linguistics, occultism. Well, let's find out what NRI stands for.
Why, of course. They're part of the initials INRI that you can find on the cross of Jesus at his crucifixion.
Okay. So this is, we have to do the crucifixion, not that. So let's go back to the main menu here. We'll analyze the whole door.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions.
We can find out how it works. Let's try that.
There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category.
Okay, we can read the inscription.
Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals.
And we'll recognize the towns.
These towns have one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus. For example, Jordan is the place of the baptism of Christ.
Okay, so let's leave this and we'll go back over here to the book.
Chapter 3, verse 18. Words truly pronounced in Abagash. Chapter 3, verse 18. He that believeth in him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God.
Okay. So that was the baptism. That was...
Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the cenacle in Jerusalem. Chapter 14, verse 22. And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and broke it, and gave to them and said, Take, eat. This is my body. And he took the cup, and when he'd given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it.
Okay. And...
Chapter 5, verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes. Chapter 5, verse 2. Now, there is at Jerusalem, by the sheep market, a pool, which is called, in the Hebrew tongue, Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of the blind, halting, and withered, waiting for the moving of the water. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath.
Okay, so let me see.
Chapter 24, verse 3. Jesus rose from the dead on the 14th of Nisan, 3793, in Nazareth. He appeared with a halo above his head. Chapter 24, verse 3. But when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, suddenly 2 men in clothes that gleamed like lightning stood beside them. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee.
Okay, and...
Chapter 2, verse 2. Publius Sulpicius Quirinius was born in Lanuvium. Chapter 2, verse 2. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria.
Okay.
Chapter 7, verse 11. Jesus went to Nain. Chapter 7, verse 11. And it came to pass the day after that he went into a city called Nain, and many of his disciples went with him, and many people.
Okay, let me see here. Let's go. Actually, we can go back, go to themes, go to crucifixion.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Okay, let's back out of this, and we will try. I want to see what kind of information they give us here when we insert these nails. Oh, man. Oh. So we would say Jerusalem. Let's see if we can back out of that. I gotta look at the chapter again. This is gonna be tricky.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
So 1917. Let's see if this works. If not, we might lose our hand. So that stayed. 1917. And we didn't get anything there. Well, let's try this and see what it says.
Yes, it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus, like my mother said.
So we did that. Okay, looks like we're gonna go back. So the theme, crucifixion.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
And then the equivalent.
Chapter 19,
Yeah.
verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus
Oh.
in the midst.
Oh. I think I saw what I did wrong. I think Golgotha's down here. Yeah, let's take that and put that there.
It works.
Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
Alright, so we got that part. Now we're gonna have to do the moon phases.
There must surely be a connection between the wheels.
So analyze the wheel of the icons. So let's look at the icons.
There are different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels.
Okay, let's analyze the number of icons.
Now, given the difference between the number of icons and the number of towns, I think that only one path connects all the wheels with one another. Let's try to connect the theme I've chosen with the rest.
Okay, so I see the crown of thorns up there, which is what we would need. We can ask advice from our mother.
Mother, what do you think?
As I told you, I didn't get that far. Nevertheless, these icons do represent moments in the life of Christ.
Well, that was helpful. So, let's see. So we have the crown of thorns, so we're gonna need that. Oh, whoops. So, inside wheels. And then, let's look at the wheel of dates.
This wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
And the wheel of the moons.
This wheel represents the different moons.
Symbols of the moons.
In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon, called the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful.
Alright, let's go back. The wheels, look at the mechanism.
Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon.
Alright, let's go back to the main menu. Well, I don't want to put my hand in. Why can't I turn the door? Let's see if we leave, can we? So it's not giving us the option to move them. I'm not putting my hand in there yet. Okay, so let's read this one more time here. Oh. It's over here. Okay. Turn the wheel of icons. So we want to line up Crown of Thorns with Golgotha. And that is there. So then we will leave. I need to get the date.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Okay, so that would be 8. We have an 8. Okay, so we have an April. Okay, so we line the 8 up with April. And now we have to do the moon. So let's see if we get a little information about the moon phase here.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Okay, let's back out of this and then let's see if we can... Let's study the sphere.
During new moon, the moon is entirely in the shadow. Then, the shadow moves from west to east, meaning left to right, and goes through the following states: waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, last quarter, waning crescent, and
the cycle starts over with the full shadowed new moon.
So let's see, we have waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon. So it's the 8th of the month. So there's 8 phases of the moon. So that would have to be of the first quarter.
Eighth of Ramadan, 553, waxing crescent.
Okay, so let's go back. Test. Oh yeah.
The moon shadow moves from west to east.
All right, let's try a waxing crescent. So let's turn the wheel of moons. West to east. So it all depends on whether or not that's upside down, but the shadow, if it moves from the west, we would want that. All right. Let's see. Here goes nothing. We're gonna try to put our hand in here.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is this is so nerve-wracking. But I'm gonna give it a shot. Well, we just lost our hand. Got all the keys that my mother asked me to find. I found my mother's lost cross. I reviewed the conference results with Manuel Godoy. I got some information about the sphere from Napoleon. I found out that George Washington was still investigating the disappearance of my mother. I unlocked the first wheel of the crypt door. I got my arm cut off by the mechanism of the crypt. Oh no! At least we got a level. Oh, that was not what I wanted. We have 4 points to use. I don't even know if it matters anymore. Let's see what we have here. So I'm going to. Well, after that, I mean, we could probably use some points in agility. Oh man, that was rough. Let's add a couple points to questioning and a couple points to agility.